I have just watched the entirety of Rascal Does Not Dream of series, from the two seasons to the three movies. And before I start with the review, let me just say the three movies are mandatory. All three are canon. If you go from season one to directly to season two and skip the movies, you uh, might follow along with the story, especially our two characters. Our two characters are mostly simply from going to high school to going to college, but from side characters, that's where you're going to be mostly confused, especially with our main character's little sister. Because if you go from season one to season two, you're thinking to yourself, wow, the little sister has like a completely different personality. She's not the same person as the first season, and you have to watch the movie to find out how that happened. It's mostly the movie Rascal Does Not Dream of Little Sister Venturing Out. That's the movie that mostly concentrate on the little sister. But yes, and with the main characters you're going to be fine, but with the side characters you're going to be very lost. So yes, the movies are very much mandatory, and don't worry, the three movies are, all three of them, are super well done, super entertaining. So you're not going to, and they're canon, so you're not going to be wasting your time. So on to the review. We have our main character, Sakuta, who is your typical high schooler, but he has a little problem that he is a magnet towards puberty syndrome. If you don't know what puberty syndrome is, the anime is going to do a better job and explaining it. But for my understanding, puberty syndrome is simply a person, guy or girl, whatever, going through puberty and just having a very heavy eh, m- mental, not mental problem, emotional problems, whether it be peer pressure, heavy expectation upon himself, family drama, simply emotional problems. And our main character Sakuta is a magnet of it. So he's just simply in the library. He sees a girl in a bunny girl costume, and he's very much confused because nobody is reacting towards it. I mean, you have a very pretty girl, and not only pretty, but a famous girl. She's being Mai Sakurajima, and let me just say, I love her name because for Japanese viewers or a Japanese name, it just sounds like a regular name. But towards me, well, not Spanish, English is not my main language, but in the English language, it sounds like she's mine. She belongs to me, my Sakurajima. And I don't know why, but it always, every time I say the name or every time the main character Sakuta says the name, it, it just has a little ring to it. My Sakurajima. It sounds nice. But a very well thought out name. So he decides to help her with her emotional problems, the whatever emotional drama she has going on. And the two of them, surprisingly, you don't have to wait seven, whatever amount of seasons, whatever amount of hundreds of episodes. No, they get together and become girlfriend and boyfriend very quickly in the even before the middle of it. I think it was like episode 5 where they became into a relationship. And let me just say, I love the relationship between the two because Sakuta does not miss a chance to tell Mai how much he loves her. He always says, "Oh, I love you. You're the best girlfriend ever. You're the best girlfriend in the world, the universe." He always put her in a pedestal, but not in a cringy way. He always does it in a smooth way, if it makes sense. But not only from Sakura's side, it's not one-sided. Mai also is quite the girlfriend because I love that Mai is super confident about herself because she knows that Sakuta, with him being a magnet for puberty syndrome, always involving himself with other people's and their puberty syndrome and helping them out, and most of the time, well, the grand majority of the time, well, now that I think about it, no, no, all of them are girls. Are there? Is there a boy with puberty? Yes, there was one. No, no, no. He was affected by puberty syndrome. He wasn't the. No, no. Now that I think about it, each person that is shown throughout the entire Rascal series, each and every one of the person that have puberty syndrome have been girls, women. No, yeah. No, 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 no. No, no, Sakuta. Well, Sakuta is the only guy that I think of that had puberty syndrome, and that's in the entire movie. He was affected. Yes, now that I think about it, Sakuta is the only guy that was affected by puberty syndrome throughout the series. Every single one of the others have been girls. Uh, um, I, Right now, I thought about that. Well, I got sidetracked, sorry. But like I said, Mai super confident about herself, Sakuta involving with other people with their puberty syndrome, and all of them being girls. And Mai is not the jealous type, which I really much like. She's confident about herself. She even encouraged him in one episode to join a mixer, and she feel, oh, maybe, and she's talking about, oh, maybe you're going to find a cute girl, and Sakura, a girl more cuter than you, impossible. So the dynamic between the two of them and the romance and how it developed from season one throughout the movies towards season two is very good. You don't have that typical drama, being jealous, misunderstanding, or anything like that, which I very much like the relationship between the two. But let's talk about a little bit of Sakuta's personality, because I am sure that you, you, like me, have seen a couple of clips here or there in YouTube of Sakuta just saying the most outlandish things like, oh, let me think of one. Oh, fine. I will not sneak a peek on you in the shower. Just the sound of the water trickling down is enough to get me going and stuff like that. You see, he says all of this stuff with such a straight face. And you sometimes it sounds sarcastic. Sometimes feel the seriousness in his voice when he says all of these outlandish scenes, and it's just entertaining to watch. It got me. This is not a comedy, but you're still very much entertained with Sakuta's personality. And talking, let me just move on and talk about a little bit of the different puberty syndromes, because we got with Mai, her whole thing about being invisible, not people not being able to perceive her, and it mostly stemmed with the problem of her mother uh, forcing her in a photo shoot to wear a bikini when she said she clearly does not want to do those type of shootings, and the mother pretty much sneaking that bikini onto her shoot. And I'm gonna say Mai did the right thing of cutting her off as her manager, because if Mai says that she does not want to do bikini shoots, she does not have to do that. And by being forced to do that by her own mother, no wonder that the relationship between the two of them got strained. And even in the second season, where it got a little bit better, but still strained very much. That type of thing is very much crossing the boundaries. But you have, other than mine, I'm not going to talk about each and every one of them, but you have stuff like Groundhog Day repeating the same, instead of repeating the same day, it's repeating the same week. You have girls switching bodies, you have different realities. You have being able to see into the future, being able to read minds. You throughout the entire series, you see those the puberty syndrome being every one of them being unique more than others, and each one of the girls carrying a very much emotional baggage, emotional trauma that has to be, well, you have to cure the emotional problem at least a little bit for the puberty syndrome to go wrong. Because, and I think that actually each and every time that I have seen one of the girls being able to surpass their puberty syndrome, they have been able to grow better and stronger as a person. The transformation of before and after from each person that suffer puberty syndrome is quite interesting to watch. They get being able to get over their emotional trauma or baggage, and Sakuta being able to be there for each and every one of them, but not in a, oh, I'm going to be a hero of justice person type of person. No, he just mostly is there, listens to their problems, and he thinks what is the best way that I can help them, but not in a I'm going to help you no matter what sort of way. Almost like a casual way, just simply listening and giving them his honest opinions of whatever's going on, and that being there, just being there for them was most of the just being listening to their problems and being there for them is most of the time the only thing that is necessary to cure their puberty syndrome. And I just love that you have other characters, side characters like, let me see if I find her name, uh, Futaba. Futaba is super smart. She is one of Sakuta's best friends. She's from there from season one all the way to season two, and Sakuta always goes towards her for advice on how to view this whole the puberty syndrome, how it affects the person, the whole, the Groundhog Day, switching bodies, all of that. And they always try to explain the whole scene, the puberty syndrome with logic, saying, oh, quantum mechanics and stuff like that, very scientific big words. And come on, it just you have all of the mystical, impossible things happening, and for some reason, it always comes down to quantum mechanics. It just, to me, just silly trying to put real world science in a very magical situation. It just silly. But let me see, is there's anything more that I can say about this series? Well, the only thing that I think I can say about this series is from season one, the three movies, and season two, the writing in all of them top tier. I mean the characters, the development, the pacing. There is your everyday slice of life drama with every single character and their emotional trouble, but it's not in a super, oh my goodness, I cannot watch this. Like you cannot stop watching a car crash. No, is you just feel for these different girls and our main character and the struggle that they have to go. And like I said, this writing, it makes it all super entertaining. Yes, it's still silly, the whole thing about quantum mechanics. That's the only thing that I think that they're trying too hard to put real world logic into the whole mystical thing. But other than that, the writing is super good. Yeah, that's the only thing I want to say. So I am going to give everything, the entire series, there was never a dip in quality. Season 1, the three movies, and the second season, all of them, each and every one, a 9 out of 10. Very much enjoyed it. And just look out because in this year, I just saw that there's going to be another movie of the Rascal does not Dream of series, called Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dear Friend. And if the so far every single movie has been canon, so yes, I'm going to look forward to watching this movie also to see how this story progresses. So that's all I have to say for today. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.